Good morning, YouTubers and TikTokers. Okay, so I went and researched about why people get married or got married through the ages, and I found a few things out about marriage that most people don't take into consideration. Like today, they say, "Oh, you have to." Why are people so immoral that they have sex before they get married? And all that stuff. And if you love each other, you must get married. Let me tell you, let me show you the information and why people got married. And love's got nothing to do with it. Okay, so how old is marriage? Marriage is about 4,350 years old as an institution. And anthropologists found out that most families in thousands of years consisted of 30 people with several male leaders, multiple women shared between them, and children. And but as the hunter-gatherers settled down and stayed in one place, they had to have a more secure and stable type of family setup. And so most ancient societies needed a secure environment for the perpetuation of the species, a system of rules to handle the granting of property rights and the protection of bloodlines. And the institution of marriage handled these needs. So in earlier days, they didn't get married for love or sex, as you will see. And marriage originated from a myriad of cultures, with the earliest records dating back to 2350 BC in Mesopotamia. Initially, it was a contractual agreement between families to build alliances, secure inheritance, and promote social stability. And so what was it about then? Marriage primary purpose was to bind women to men, and this guarantee that a man's children were truly his biological heirs. Through marriage, a woman became a man's property. In the betrothal ceremony of ancient Greece, a father would hand over his daughter with these words: "I pledge my daughter for the purpose of producing legitimate offspring." So het oor kinders gegaan. It went about children and property rights. Nothing about love, or sex, or security for the women. Among the ancient Hebrews, men were free to take several wives. Married Greek and Roman men were free to satisfy their sexual urges with concubines, prostitutes, and even teenage male lovers, while their wives were required to stay home and tend to the household. If wives failed to produce offspring, their husbands would give them back and marry someone else. So women wasn't much respected those days, and it was all about the men's needs. It wasn't, the women's needs were not even remotely entertained. Yeah. Most couples didn't marry because they were in love, but rather for economic liaisons. And when did religion become involved? As the Christian church became a powerful institution in Europe, the blessings of a priest became increasingly common. So marriage isn't a Christian thing. It wasn't like they like to believe that the Bible and God ordered them to get married. And I mean, Hebrew Christianity and the Hebrew religion went hand in hand. That's where Christians mainly came from, is from the Hebrews. So, and they believed that men could could have several wives. They didn't have to get married to just one, or pledge their love and devotion to one woman. Wasn't that way. And through the years, there have been differing views about whether weddings are primarily religious or secular events, said the Christian-based Nelson University. For much of the early Christian era, the church stayed out of weddings and let the state handle the union of man and woman. But by the 8th century, Christian churches started to perform weddings, and the ritual became widely accepted as a sacrament. So that's where weddings and the connection to Christianity comes from. I mean, pagans were the first to get married with rings. And now if you don't get married with rings in a Christian church, it's frowned upon. So, much to the beer's delight, because you have to give a diamond ring. Not all religions view marriage the same. For the Jews, though wedding ceremony is described in the Torah, the institution of marriage began with Adam and Eve. And most Jewish scholars agree that marriages originally constituted a man's reserving a particular woman or women as his property. Women were seen as property. In Islam, marriage is a contract, not a sacrament. And because it's a contract, it conveys legal rights and obligations to each spouse. So when did the state get involved? The shift from common law marriages, where two people or their families simply declared they were married, to legal marriages began in the church with the calling of banns or public announcements before the marriage in the 13th century. That's when the state got involved. By the end of the Middle Ages, written marriage contracts had become a regular part of the marriage process. So when did love enter the picture? As previously mentioned, marriage was viewed in ancient times simply as a binding contract between a man and a woman. But in the 18th century, society encouraged young people to select their marriage partners based on their romantic attachments. So it was a campaign. They say, listen, rather marry someone you love, rather marry for love than for money. That's the thing. This represented a notable change from prior eras, when the bride and groom's feelings were not of paramount consideration. When it became to selecting a partner, as partners and guardians took a backseat in attempting to find partners for their children, lovers needed to find one another and then determine the extent of mutual attraction. This is also when courtships became a significant part of finding a spouse. Since then, romance and attraction became synonymous with marriage and weddings. So, actually, it wasn't part of romance, but now it is. And this is 13. We'll make another video about this. But basically, as you can see, marriage wasn't based on love or romance or nothing. It was based on solely alliances and ensuring your bloodline's survival, and it didn't serve the woman actually, except for giving them more jobs, like looking after the children in the household and stuff. So let's go down and see what other facts are there. So in 1920, American women won the right to vote, transforming marriage into a union of two full citizens, because women wasn't two full citizens or observed as a full citizen. And in the following decade, a sexual revolution introduced the idea that marriage should be a vehicle for mutual desire and satisfaction. And in the 1960s, we decided marriage was a right, not a guarded and segregated privilege. And in 1970s, we began to arrange marriage laws accordingly. So between 1974 and 1993, US states finally recognized and banned marital rape, an idea inconceivable when a husband owned his wife sexually, because that was marriage was seen as that. He owned you sexually when you got married, so you weren't allowed to say no. So within the past 40 years, marriage has changed more than in the last 5,000. And despite what you may have heard, people care much more about marriage as a relationship than people did in the past. We're less attached to it as an institution that everybody has to enter, but we actually have high expectations of marriage as a relationship. So, there is it in a nutshell. That's the history of marriage. That is how and why people got married through the ages. So, if you look at the history of marriage and how it was adopted by the Christians, and then you get these Christians that climb on a high horse and say, you have to get married because having sex out of marriage is a sin. Let me tell you one thing. The most people that have marriage, that have sex outside of their marriage is married people. Because in today's society, when you get married, the woman starts denying you sex. Mostly. After a few years. Because that is one of the things they use to get the guy to marry them, is that promise. And then when they get married, they have the financial security. It stops. So most people that have sex outside marriage is married people, not the single ones. But that's a video for another time. This is the Bat signing out.